Hey everybody, so I'm back today. I'm just doing a general hobby update, just to talk about what I've been doing. I haven't put as much stuff up towards the end of the week this week, so we had a long weekend here in Canada, and still not over yet, but I was away with the family for a couple of days, and so haven't really been doing much hobbying. But I'll just show a couple things of where I'm at, and this is going to cross 40K and Marvel stuff and Musket Tomahawks and Saga. Talk a little bit about Saga as well. That's mainly what I think I'm going to be talking about. Where I'm at right now with the 40K pilot is, this has actually taken me a while to do this, but I'm starting to pick up steam now that I've kind of basically, once I got things posed for my pilot for my night, I needed to actually cover it in putty so then I could actually green stuff. So then I could use my clay, which I'm using an oven baked clay to do the sculpting in, but it needs stuff to grab onto. And so I just took a while to really get started with this, and so I'm at this point now where I'm going to be starting to put in the main pieces of clay so I can get into the actual design for the pilot. In order to do that too, I wanted to actually have the chair, and the chair is not, I've only got like the first coat of putty on some of the surfaces, essentially. So I've got the bottom, the front, and the seat, and the front of the seat. Tomorrow I'll likely get the green stuff on the back, and in the same way I'll be using clay for this. I'd like to get the chair fairly complete before I finish the pilot, and this way I can actually likely get him on there. And I've not really figured out whether I'm going to actually bake this and finish it and finish the chair, like design the chair and then put him on there, or whether I'm going to sort of put the pilot on the chair with the clay not baked yet, and then work that way. I've not decided yet how I'm going to do that, but that's kind of where I'm at. I've got some ideas in my head for the design, and so that I'm kind of excited about it. So that'll be coming up. This will be what I'll be spending a lot of time on in the near future. I've not painted the bases on my Avengers yet. I was going to wait till I finish the Hulk. Hulk isn't finished. I've started to just put the base paint on things like his pants and his the brick he's got in his hand, the piece of the wall, and his shirt and his hair. But what I've started to do is started putting some darker areas of, or I should just say shading, and doing low lighting, because what I'm basically doing is really wet blending sort of the dark areas with lighter colors for the more raised areas, and I still have to paint the details on his face. But I'm starting to like the way he's coming out. I wasn't that happy with my going up from the airbrushing from a medium tone to a lighter tone and trying to get it. I got a certain amount of the darker areas underneath for sure, like that's due to my airbrushing, the fact that it's darker. But what I'm actually relying on is my wet blending and my brush work to essentially get the level of highlighting that I want. And I've only just really begun. Like, you could likely see that I've been doing it, but I've only really just begun with it. He's going to have some extreme highlights, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think he's starting to really take shape. So that's that. Just while I've been waiting for things either to dry or to do different things, I've started working on my X-Men. I actually don't have them fully assembled. I just had some extra green stuff when I was working on that, so I got them into their bases. But Colossus is just one piece, and so he's actually ready to get primed. Rogue was two pieces, and I did assemble her. I showed these ones, and then I've got Wolverine and Nightcrawler just ready on their base. Their green stuff's actually still drying, curing, so they'll be coming up in the future next. But it'll be a little while. Like, that's just sort of something I've done just from a time perspective to keep the assembly line going. They're in the pipeline, I should say. And I also have for those of you that saw my product review, I have some terrain that I just have kicking around that I want to really get going on, and so similarly, I just decided one day to just build some stuff, and you saw my product review. And so I've actually started on priming and painting this house up. Now, the design, even though this is white on the outside, it's not going to be primarily white. Like the inside, I'm having white, and I guess some of the trim and the detail in some cases are going to be white, like the windows and the frames. The shutters are going to be black. The house is going to be yellow. And I'll have a different colored door, like either red or green or something like that. Like what you'd see, like, you know, in the old days where they would paint a door like just a striking color. I'm just going to go for something like that. I'm going to have black shutters to match a black roof. And so it'll be a black roof with a yellow outside with black shutters and white windows and some white detailing and a colored door. And so that's going to be for musket and tomahawks. Got to do the chimneys and stuff too. So I have that going on. For Saga, I would like to get started, but I'm going to kind of time it after I make some progress on the 40k Knight and getting the Hulk and the Avengers bases done. Those are sort of my priorities right now, but then once I finish that, and particularly get some headway on the sculpting of the Knight, I'd like to get another troop of warriors for Saga. So I'm going to use the Gripping Beast plastics that I use for levies, but give them shields and swords and spears, and likely sculpt some hats and stuff and make them match my other warriors a little bit. And I need that just for some flexibility around 6 points. I don't always want to take 2 points of levies, and so I want to have some more warriors in order to be able to do that. And you know, I'm probably going to pull out some of the heroes in my banner bearer that I'd showed in the past for Saga and try to get going on that as well. Just because I want to be able to use some of those. I've been playing quite a bit of Saga, and as compared to some other things, I've been playing a bit more regularly, and so I want to actually get more of my stuff painted for that. The other thing is I'm looking to purchase some stuff for scenarios with Saga. They have this scenario where it's called Escort, where you need things like wagons with, you know, goods in them, or peasants and things that you need to protect, like to bring the escort to the other side of the board. So I was thinking about picking some of that stuff up. Likely some terrain in the future for Saga too, more terrain. And I'm likely going to time that purchase with the Age of the Wolf campaign, or I think it's called Age of the Wolf or Year of the Wolf, something like that. It's basically the end of this month, or right around now, they're going to be releasing the campaign system for Saga, so you can have like multiple games and have a campaign. My friend and I, a couple of them actually, a number of people that I play with have expressed interest in doing that. And so I'm going to be picking that up because I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying Saga, actually, so I'll likely be hobbying a lot of stuff just to support that. But alright, just a real quick update. Hope your guys' weekends are going well, and that's kind of what I'm working on. And the other thing I'll be throwing in there is these pretty soon to support just for the Marvel game, even though they actually don't use civilians in the Marvel game, but I kind of want to have them. I kind of like them, and so I think they're kind of cool to have on the board, and I want to paint these up. You guys have seen these before, so yeah. All right. Well, have a good one, everybody. Take care.